My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Hearthstone, wherein they have included a new solo adventure as part of the Tavern Brawl to celebrate the opening of the Fire Festival, and it's just a dungeon run mode. That's all it is. Let me just turn the volume down a little bit on my side. Yeah, it's just a dungeon run with the bosses from the Blackrock Mountain campaign, the incredibly old PvE adventure. Dalaran crushed into the Blackrock Mountain, take control of an EVIL boss, and dungeon crawl your way out. How fast can you beat Blackrock Mountain? So I'll be looking to try and get a win with each of the characters. You can see, of course, that I've already played a little bit of this mode. I couldn't not. Sorry. So my first impressions will be a little bit lost, to be entirely honest with you. So we'll be starting with High Lord Omok. Me smash, destroy a random damaged enemy minion, and I'll start with Togwaggle. So Togwaggle is also going to start with the hero power Yoink, add a random card to your hand from another class. Now, the base decks for these characters are also much more powerful than the base decks for characters in the other dungeon run modes, including Dungeon Run, Monster Hunt, and now the Dalaran Heist. Oh, and Rumble Run, I guess, as well. But also the bosses are way more powerful, so it averages out. For example, we start with a Greedy Pickaxe in the deck, which is one of the treasures from one of the older PvE adventures. And it is when your hero attacks, gain an empty mana crystal. On a 3/2 weapon as well. Like, just a 2 mana 3/2 weapon is now really good still. And I get that as well as a mana crystal per swing. Wild. Fiery War Axe with 2 wild growths attached. I don't need to worry about value here. It's just how hard can I hit the enemy in the face and how quickly can I do it. It's also worth noting that there is a soft goal of trying to beat these as quickly as possible, so I'm not gonna labor intensely over decisions between areas. One sec here. Okay. Yep. Take that. Take this. It's a random 2 cost, sure. This is just so that I can get stuff out of my hands so that I can bag up coins for a lot more value. 3 will get out of Blink Fox, trying to fish for more damage. Wait, I don't need more damage. I got Lava Shock. Duh. That's the kind of thing that I'm going to try and not do. You know, take the long road to the lethal. Because time does matter here. Hand of Reform, pretty garbage. Probably the least valuable here. Wand of Wonder. Sorry, Wondrous Wand, let's pretend. Yeah, it could be okay. I think the muscle is way more powerful, though. It comes with a body, and it's only 1 mana more. It's effectively just that. Alright, Thief. We could lean into the Thief archetype, because we have our hero power that already stands up to it, so we can trigger the Underbelly Fence pretty easily. We already have another one, and then we have a Swashbuckler to help us make sure that our Underbelly Fences on turn 2 are triggered. And yeah, I think it's Thief. I think it's just the Thief package, yeah. There's also the possibility of going for Tars Noswhisker and the Academic Espionage and trying to go for that whole thing, but it's unreliable. I need a coin, or I need some way to cheat out extra mana on that turn. And even then, it is a turn 10 combo at the absolute best. It's too much. Also, these bosses are really powerful, so you're probably not going to get to turn 10. Not often, at least. So Baron Geddon's hero power is 0 mana, but it's if at the end of the turn I have unspent mana, they deal 5 damage to me. Yes. I needed a 1-drop. Perfect. Got him. Another 1-drop. Do I care about controlling the board, or do I go all face here? I can see an argument either way. But yeah, their hero power. Deal 5 damage to the enemy hero if they have any unspent mana. I would never lie to you. Told you exactly what it was. Not necessarily in the words that it was expressed, but it was the same sense. Pit Snake Miscreant. 2 Ethereal Lackeys. I was really hoping for the Goblin Lackey just so that I could hitch the damage straight to face. Having 1-mana things is really good just for helping me patch up gaps in my mana drops per turn. Just to make sure that I don't get hit by the Ignite mana. Ah, Living Bomb. Choose an enemy minion. If it lives until your next turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. That's a pretty brutal thing to put out there. I always like if I have a lackey that can transform, because then I can deal with it. The Witch's Lackey, I think his name is. I possibly have lethal this turn with Malkarok. I don't have lethal this turn, but I'm setting up a lethal the turn after. It'll be fine. I'm not setting up a lethal the turn after anymore. It's not fine anymore.
How much is this worth to you? How much is this worth to you?
I'll have a decent board state at the very least.
A little healing.
And I've got the ability to fish from the Ethereal Lackey and the Hallucination next turn if I desperately need to. Yeah, it doesn't look like I need to, though. Hey! Neat as hell. Now, as this character, I don't have anything in my deck that I want to specifically wait for to play out with. There's an Amulet of Domination in another one of the character's base decks. The Amulet of Domination is effectively a mind control for an enemy minion. However, it also adds a copy of that to your dungeon run deck. These aren't great. Probably just Trickery. Like an SI7 and an Abyss are both pretty good, but do I want to take a Cursed Castaway just to get one? How many combos do I have in the entire deck? 1. And then this would be my second I can take it. It's just a bit more board control from when I'm behind. Which is basically what I need, right? I wait for my power cards like the muscle so that I can develop a ridiculous amount of board control in my own time. And then I need things like Candle and the removal options that I just took so that I can control the fight up until then. Bag of Coins Evil Miscreant is very yes. Very crude is what I was about to say, so I'm glad I cut myself off so I don't look like such a fool. Do I want to just start developing all of my stuff here on turn 1? No. So the enemy has a hero power that is on auto cast, but it gets more expensive every single time they do it, and it just gets larger and larger bots that have larger and larger symmetric abilities. We'll see the first of those in just a moment. Togwaggle. Yep. So here's Arcanatron, and it's just both players have spell damage +2. Ooh, enemies also use their first recharge here to get a Micro Machine out. Yep. So it's really important I kill the Micro Machine because it's at the start of each turn, which is relatively unique. That modifier doesn't necessarily exist in this game often. Of each turn is very dangerous for me.
How much is this worth to you?
So largely for that reason, I'll be hitting that with the SI7, taking that out, and then I'm going to triple coin, get the Miscreant out as well. Pretty good board control.
Come close and listen.
Yeah. The enemy does have a lot of things like this, similar to the Iron Sensei, which is a mech that at the end of your turn, give another friendly mech +2/+2. So that's why you have to make sure you control the board over the top of them really, really quickly. I'm going to do Blink Fox and then Goblin Lackey here, because a 2/4 taking out the 2/2 is much better for us. Hench Clan actually only discovers spells, and so does Ethereal Lackey, so I'll probably play both of those this turn so that I can try and find a high-cost spell so that I can cheat that out with Togwaggle. Never mind. I got the muscle. Also, the Toxitron is just at the start of your turn, deal 1 damage to all other minions. Give this Wind Fury. I don't think I'll have that die.
You're not that shit. Lights out.
Just ideally. Yeah, unidentified contract is good here. And it's a lucrative contract. Okay, so it gives me 2 coins as well as destroys a minion. So I can Togwaggle and then I can kill something and get 2 coins. Neat. Alright, we have lethal. If the enemy could have removed any of my minions, they would have continued to do it at the start there. They kind of have distinct phases to their turn, like when they play, when they... I mean, they would by necessity have to, right? The handle is ornamental, it's decorative. Death Rattle, Spellslinger combo. I think it may be combo as well. Just the rest of these have pretty underwhelming cards. The Undertaker is fine, but I got 1 Death Rattle in the entire deck. 1? Just the 1, I think. It is just the 1. Yeah, just the 1 in Cursed Castaway, and I don't have enough things to actually pull back. I could have a 2nd in Tunnel Blaster, but also, I don't really want Tunnel Blaster. It's very expensive for the impact that it actually has. And then there's Violet Haze. Yeah, definitely don't need that. Prep. It's a little less good than it used to be, but it's still fine. But I don't have that many expensive spells in the entire deck unless I steal them. Shadow Strike and then Violet Spell Sword. Again, just not that great. SI7 and Abyss and Bladed Cultist is just a lot of valuable cards. Ish. They're not really going to blow anyone away. Now, do you get a Tavern in this mode? I can't remember. Because I feel like I would have gotten a Tavern by now if you got Taverns. But that said, I didn't just choose another treasure, so probably not. Wait a second, when does this award treasures? Because it doesn't necessarily award always passive treasures. Alright, so it's really, really important here that I start killing these Firesworn early. So they all have Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to the enemy hero for each Firesworn that has died this turn. And the enemy's hero powers deal 1 damage to all minions. So you can probably already figure out what's going on here. If all of them die on the same turn, each of them will deal 7 damage to me. And 7 by 7 is maths, so that's also probably a large amount of damage. I wouldn't know. Menagerie Warden isn't great. There's another minion I can get out there. Repentance as well as some pretty low rolls right there. Good 1 damage to all minions right there. Yeah, I can't candle. If I candle, I just die. So this turn I took a 1 and then a 2, and then by attacking this minion, 2 Firesworn will die next turn, but they die simultaneously, so each of them will deal 2 to me, but it far reduces the threat. Meteor's not really useful here, is it? Ever. But neither of the 2, so Meteor, I guess. It'd be really nice if I could just randomly generate some healing. Be super into that. Okay. Taunt. Just take Hired Gun though. I could coin Hired Gun, save the Bladed Cultist for the next turn. No, that's not necessary. I can keep that coin. Especially because I have this hero power, I will never run out of cards. Even if I have to pay a little extra for them.
A little card. Talk about a nice
Just trying to make sure that the final two don't necessarily die on the same turn. You better have a lot of zero-cost spells in your hand right now. Yeah, that's a no on that one. Goodbye, Gar. All of the battles, I think, just do proceed in this order of these specific characters, regardless of who you're playing. Okay, so yeah, now we get a treasure. Passive, passive, and this one's an in-deck active, right? I have 1 Candle, 2 Abysses, and a Vendetta, so those are the only things that would benefit from the Road of the Magi. I could take Orb of the Untold just so that I can try and jump enemies with it. I don't know. I think I want Robe of the Magi. I just generate a lot of spells with this deck already as well. Maybe I go Trickery here. Academic Espionage is not that bad in this mode. Hang on, but I don't actually naturally have draw in the deck. Like, I'm using my hero power as a faux draw. Violet Haze, Jenny Below, and Anubarak. Yeah, fine, I guess. Faldorai and Bone Mare are both also quite good. Corpse Razor is okay. I have pretty garbage minions, so... it's probably less bad than the other pack. Alright, Atramedes. This is the one that gets more powerful, or rather its weapon gets more powerful, as I play more cards. However, they do give you 3 free weapon destroys at the very start.
Be dropping your treasures now. I take mine.
I'm keeping this hand because it's real good. I am going to generate so many cards and then reduce their costs all. That on turn 1, Hero Power, Blink Flocks, Faldore. Right. Damn it, Town Crier! The only card I was actually going to be able to draw with Town Crier was going to be Cursed Castaway though. So that's the one I happen to get. Alright, I'm about to overfill my hand now. How much do I care about that? A lot. There's the muscle and... there's cards that I really do still want left in the deck. Bag of coins as well. Alright. I'm going to risk burning a card for a turn. Please don't burn anything I want. Alright, we're fine. That's nothing I want. Why would I just want a Pyroblast, a Flame Strike that shuffles itself back into the deck for 1 mana? That'd just make things too easy. Okay, now it's time to destroy that weapon. Let's play a fun game of Destroy That Weapon! I'll use the Ethereal Peddler because... It is I, Boo Boo the Fool. I made mistakes. So the mistake I made was that I was thinking Ethereal Peddler was acting similarly to... Oh, damn, you actually went for the Peddler. That's wild. I thought Ethereal Peddler would act more similarly to the... Mage one that I can't remember the name of right now, but it reduces any cards that did not start in your deck. It reduces their cost by 2. So that's the mistake I made there, and the why I made the mistake that I made. Oh, that Cursed Blade could absolutely shred me. Just equip it and die. Enemy has to get their weapon back. So yeah, these are all destroy enemy's weapon, by the way. I'm sorry if I didn't necessarily make that clear. Get a better play from this? Yes! Yes, I do! Enemy's not going to be able to pick off any of my minions now. Still need a little bit more armor if I actually want to attack with the gem-studded golem, but I like that it's not too far away from a possibility. Alright. Vexcrow Vendetta. Bladed Cultists. I mean, honestly, while I have this big taunt on board, I think I'm okay letting my enemy have a big weapon. No, because they might buff it, dealing damage to a different minion, and then... Yeah, okay. I may as well just destroy it. There's no sense in me just constantly holding the Reverberating Gong for the entire fight, because if I win the fight and I'm still holding it, congratulations, I won the fight and I'm still holding it. What have I achieved? Nothing is different. You just buffed my board state, my dude.
Listen here, a tango.
There's no consideration for me other than just go all face right now. I hadn't counted. That's the point that I'm making there. I hadn't counted it all. I just figured, yeah, it looks like lethal. If it looks like a lethal and walks like a lethal and quacks like a lethal, it's probably a duck named Lethal. Abusive, Cold Blood, or Tinkers. Oh no, we can go for the Thief build. Trade Prince Gallywix is going to be okay. I mean, the enemies do play actually like custom cards. Not that many of them though, I don't think. Excuse me. Yeah, I was expecting to see a lot more of the like Son of the Flame kinds of cards. That was a 3-mana 6/3 elemental that dealt 6 damage as it entered the battlefield. Just an absolutely wild card. That's the high roll. Excuse me. Because we'll always basically have the ability to match whatever mana we have with value by hero powering, drawing extra cards, generating extra cards, that kind of thing. Getting the greedy pickaxe early is extremely valued. Not to mention, just great board control. So the enemy has wild magic here. Put a random spell from your opponent's class into your hand. I think they're always taking rogue here. I mean, you'd think, given all of my card selections, but the bosses don't always... Well, the bosses in adventures don't necessarily always match what you would have thought that they would have been. But this is also the rogue's patron evil character, so I'm going to say it probably lines up this time. Didn't always in the past, though. Blessed Champion? Yes. I'll take that just because if I get one big minion down there, maybe I can skip doing the whole value control game. Because the longer I leave Nefarian out, the far worse it is for me. Because Nefarian's getting an extra spell every single turn, much cheaper than we are. I just have to develop some stuff on the board. Dark skin, give minion 3 health and gain 3 armor. Yeah, neat. Fine. Hero power to see if I can get anything else worth playing. I'm not going to go for a Forbidden Shaping. If on any turn I'm doing Forbidden Shaping, it would be next turn, because the 8 mana pulls are far, far better than the 7 mana pulls. Enemy is just overflowing with value in the hand right now. Gonna slow down.
Wield the power.
That'll definitely trigger. I can Abyss that really. Well, I mean, I could just Vendetta it really easily as well. I think I'll just Vendetta it. And Ragnaros. Fellord Betrug. Okay. Fellord Betrug is whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with Rush that dies at the end of the turn. It's going to help his board control very, very well. And if not, then it's a 5/7. It could have been worse. Yeah, I could have gotten high reek. Do I want to bless a champion this turn? No. Pretty sure I still push for lethal this turn, though? As long as the enemy doesn't remove anything, you know, integral.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
Trade Prince Gallywix here. Okay, so 10, 12, 15, 17, 17 with 7 on top, 24. We have lethal. Yeah. And yes, I made sure. I made sure to not count Trade Prince Gallywix. However, I forgot to bless a champion. You know the whole thing I was trying to do with the... That was the way to win that turn?
I'm gonna downside.
Alright, whatever. I made sure of the wrong thing. It's okay. I don't think they're going to win this one. Call it a hunch. And now, in order to make up for it, I will make certain that we cast the right card. Alright, so 27 minutes in. I think we have, what, 2 bosses left? Don't think we're getting a sub 30. Thief again. The Cold Blood in the Miscreant pack, the one on the far left, is the reason that I didn't take it. Other than that, it actually was a pretty good pack. It was an Eviscerate as well as a Evil Miscreant.
King
Velastras the Corrupt. Velastras. Oh, there we go.
Before I lose control.
Be dropping your treasures now. I take mine.
You said that in the last one. Alright, what is their hero power again? Oh, it's draw 2 cards is their hero power. Oh no, we need the greedy pickaxe as quickly as possible so that we can actually afford to play all of the extra cards that we keep drawing. Yeah, it's just each player draws 2 cards. Oh no. I'm gonna get that out of my hand just so that I'm not burning cards off my top deck constantly. Rather get value out of it than not. Hey, greedy pickaxe, you turned up. Just a little bit too late, but you turned up. Just, again, still a little bit too late. Yeah, I'm getting Vendetta out of there. Yeah, that makes sense. How do I want to go about this one? I'm 1 mana short of being able to just Bladed Cultist plus Eviscerate plus Hench Clan. But I can... Hang on, how many cards can I... It's just maximum of 2 cards I can play this turn, right? This buffed Bladed Cultist, I'll hit that with my face. I'm not going to use my hero power this turn because I think the cards in my deck on average are going to be stronger than the cards that I can generate from the hero power. Definitely don't want Frozen Clone, not for a while. Damn it. SI7 would have been easily played.
This guy's toast.
That's all I want. Cards that can be easily played. As long as I'm not decking out that much faster than the enemy, I think I'm still going to be in an okay position. Didn't you last turn just inner-rage one of your own minions? I think it's the bag of coins. That could have been helpful. Well, I mean...
How much is this worth to you?
In general, that could have been helpful. Maybe not right now. Making sure I'm no longer burning any cards. I know that I've still got a muscle left in the deck. It's fine. The Frozen Clockwork Giant is pretty playable for me as well. I take Boom Ship because it'll help me empty out my hand. That's the only reason that I took it. And also it'll help me control the board, and also some of my minions in hand are actually pretty powerful. But you know, the rest of the reasons work. There's the muscle, immediately got lost. Yay. So at least I will always be able to shuffle the candle back into my deck so that I don't constantly overdraw. Damn it. That's fine. This is probably my first candle then. So there's 3 cards left in the deck right now, right? No, just the 2? Trying to make sure that I don't mess this up. Very much like not to burn the candle. There we go.
Where's my cat?
Yeah, if we had a more early game orientated thing, we could have totally, I think, just run over the enemy, but sadly, ours is very much a whole late game value combo orientated style deck, I guess. If I had to call it anything. There goes Velostra's, Veilous Draws, sorry, and last boss? The treasure, at the very least. Golden Candle. Yeah, so we can just cash in when we're like, oh, the rest of these cards are bad. I guess we'll play the Golden Candle. Combo is really good here. So is Thief, actually. Just like all cards that I'd happily put back in the deck. But combo here has a Valspine, and Valspine is just really incredibly valuable. Oh, of course, it's Ragnaros the Fire Lord, and summons a 5/1 Magma Rager on the hero power. What? Think that's underwhelming? Okay, they also start with Sulfurus and Sulfurus, sorry. And if they happen to get its Death Rattle to trigger, then the hero power changes to the one we all know.
Your treasures now. I take mine.
Nearly felt alright, could be good. No, it should have been a hard mull for greedy. Dang it, Ryan. You know that. We give him that greedy mulligan. Snow Chugger is real good. If I can lock down... Oh, I'm not gonna be able to develop a Snow Chugger to this board. I'll just get killed. Well, I have to start contesting the board, otherwise I'm gonna lose soon. That makes sense. 0 mana card. Off the top deck, there's only one. Bag coins. Damn.
Ha, this guy's toast.
At the start of your turn, summon a legendary minion. That is really, really annoying. Thankfully, they left my SI7 on the field, so I have the ability to just hero power and then kill it with the underbelly. But I think I'll use Vendetta.
How much is this
Hey,
worth to you?
lights out.
The Fire Lord.
I mean, I need to start racing down the enemy's face, but they are generating like a really valuable ward every single turn. It's very, very disconcerting. I need to get that out as early as possible here. And then just hope that I draw into them early. Yeah, Death Rattle summon Emperor Tharasan. Oh, that's rough.
This guy's toast.
At least I get some pretty good board removal here. God. Can you stop now? Seriously. And now the hero power changes, by the way. The fact that the enemy has managed to control the board the entire time is very sad for me. I think I just have to take the damage this time. That could be super useful, though. So I'm not using Vendetta this turn because I want to have Vendetta and Valspine so that I can take control of Moira. Or of the Bronzebeard. Tharasan. Oh, Tharasan. Ryan. So the Vendetta wants to go... Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Vendetta naturally wants to go against the 5/5 here, and then Valspine kills this. At the very least, the enemy is not using their hero power, like, much here at all for some reason. I appreciate it. Forge of Souls draws us. Forge of Souls draws us our greedy pickaxe, but it's a bit late. Another flame strike. My gosh. I'm gonna try and discover things from other classes right now. Oh, of course, I can't here. That makes sense. Let's take a fan of knives. It'd be just generally nice to have that, I think. Icebreaker, yikes.
Need something.
Alright, it's Forge of Souls here, and there's the greedy pickaxe. I'm gonna take that and just swing for face. Well, I have to kill the enemy's face sometime. Oh, don't you dare split those pings. A little bit better. Didn't just completely destroy me there. I definitely need to Golden Candle. It's just... I want to leave my 5/1 on the board so that I still have a presence. Ooh, good for me. I've ended up with a Gruul at the end of each turn, gain +1/+1. As long as that doesn't die to die insect here. Great. Don't kill me.
Belongs in a museum.
We have Alexstrasza in hand. Oh, that feels good. Actually, we also just have lethal. You didn't even get to do the Alexstrasza stuff. Neat. 38-42. I think you get all of the rewards as long as you get under 40 minutes. Hell yeah. Not bad for the first episode. So that is the Rogue, having now completed this mode. Next episode, we're going to be doing the next class. See you then.